wherever you go, whatever they get into. From chill time to everyday adventures, protect your dog from parasites with Credelio Quattro. For full safety information, side effects, and warnings, visit CredelioQuattroLabel.com. Consult your vet or call 1-888-545-5973. Ask your vet for Credelio Quattro and visit QuattroDog.com.
So how I usually start these is I'll have you say a word, and I'm going to say a word, and then we're going to go back and forth until we form a full sentence.
Okay.
That's our first activity.
All right, let's do it.
All right, I'll let you take the lead.
Okay, dragons
Are
slow
at
weaving
baskets
under
the
moon. It's probably true.
There we go. That's our sentence. Yeah. I mean, a dragon probably wouldn't be able to weave much of anything.
Yeah, what's the manual dexterity of a dragon, right? Like the little T-Rex arms doing stuff.
Exactly.
Never mind baskets. That's tough.
All right. So now that we have that out of the way, why don't you introduce yourself to the podcast here? I'm really excited to have you on.
I'm super happy to be on. I'm Alain, Seguin, and I've been an animator my entire life, really, my working career. But I'm also huge into B horror movies, not B horror movies. I love to read fantasy, sci-fi. You know, that's the thing. You give me a book, I'll read it. I'm not even that religious or anything, and I've read the Quran, the Bible, you name it.
All those fantasy books, yeah.
One of my favorite books, though, is, besides the Iliad, which I love, but is Lord of the Rings. I'm just rereading it again recently, and so I'm a big fantasy lover. I don't know if you're aware of that, but just last week I was on a podcast talking about specifically Fire and Ice. So the old
I
80s,
love that movie so much. The movie's so fucking good.
So it's like
you want to talk about it more here? We can.
Yeah, I know, right? So that kind of stuff just is my jam, as they say nowadays. I can't get enough of it. So
speaking of jam, I see here on your IMDb that you worked on Space Jam 2.
Oh no, you brought it up.
Yeah, your favorite project you've been a part of, probably.
Yeah, actually, it was fun. That one was a fun one. I'll be honest.
Yeah.
I was working with Spike Brandt, so a lot of people may not know him, but he's like really old school Looney Tunes guy, right? So he knew Bugs Bunny inside out, and he was giving us tutorials on how to draw him and stuff. So. It was a real pleasure. There's nothing better than working in animation under somebody who is proficient at the craft. Because it happens a lot that you're going to work for somebody who actually hasn't even drawn anything, especially when they're mixing live action. So it's really cool when somebody has that inside knowledge and then they know how to talk to you, they know how to give you a revision or something. So that was awesome. I love that.
That always helps when you have people who know what they're talking about.
Yeah, exactly. And I know it's like not the best movie ever. It's kind of silly, but on our end, like when working with Tonic DNA and all the animators there, we just had a blast. I mean,
yeah, like say what you will about the story of it and whether or not it makes sense, but the animation itself is pretty on point.
Yeah, exactly.
And I guess I have you to thank for that. Among others.
Well, it's good to hear, but like you give me Daffy and I'm happy all day, right? So
that was that other movie that you did, right?
Yeah.
The Day the Earth Blew Up. I was seeing some of your stuff on Instagram and Twitter about that, like all your keyframes and like just like seeing it come to life, like all the like you like there is a process there. It's just like I'm of the persuasion like I really can't draw all that well. So like I'm kind of more of the like the audio person versus like you got like the visuals down pat.
We need it. See, that's the thing. Like you get good at audio. You ask me to do a voice, it's going to sound silly, right? So it's like I think if you perfect a craft, it's always a good thing. Like we worked with speaking of Space Jam 2 before I get into the other movie, we worked with Eric Baza, who is like a really great, it's the modern Mel Blanc, right, for Looney Tunes and all that. So he does like a ton of their voices, and beautiful stuff. So, and okay, I gotta say this is like a little obscure, but on the new movie, we were working with Peter McNichols. So for people who don't know him, because he's a really good working actor, he's not like a leading role guy, but like he's been the villain in Ghostbusters 2. He's been in a bunch of movies that we've all seen. You know, anybody would recognize him. But the voice acting he put out for the movie, the Day the Earth Blew Up, is so phenomenal. It had all the animators dying of laughter. So anybody who goes sees that movie, watch for his voice acting because it's phenomenal. It's next level, and it will leave a mark. It's honestly amazing. But if you let me wax onto this movie, it's The Day the Earth Blew Up, I think, is probably my favorite production to have ever worked on. It had its own problems, like, I don't know why it is in animation, everything's a big rush. So everybody has to go and finish your shot and blah, blah, blah. But
like, that shit takes time.
It takes time, man.
Like even like the PNGs that I puppet around for my shit that I do, like that takes like 2-3 hours at least for like 2 minutes of animation.
Yeah, think about it, right? So it's like, it's usually 12 drawings per second. So think about how many seconds are in a movie. It's ridiculous.
A lot. I mean, many seconds. More than 5.
But anyway, so this movie was just phenomenal. Like, I knew it was going to be good because you get, as an animator, you get kind of a sneak peek as to the storyboard way early in the production. And so you inevitably just watch it as a movie, right? And it's weird because it's just like still images slowly moving across the screen. But you get a sense of the story. And I was like, oh man, hold on a second. This is a real movie. This is funny. This is fun. It's got pathos. You're following the main characters. They have arcs. And it's none of the political stuff either. So you're like, oh, hold on. I'm in a really good movie right now. So I really made a big effort to do every scene I got to make it the best I've ever done.
Is that in theaters currently, or is that like coming out soon, or like when's that come out?
Yeah, so that's the big weird thing about this movie is that I'm not really sure about the politics involved, but I know Warner Brothers has disconnected to a certain extent with the movie, as in it's some subdivision, subsidiary. I don't know the details, but they had to find their own distribution. So independent of Warner Brothers. So that's why they're really struggling to like get the word out. And right now it's only going to be showing up in Germany early August.
Really?
Weird, right?
Wow.
And then it's going to be spreading from there on in. I think it's going to hit Russian theaters of all things.
Oh, I'll get my plane ticket now.
Yeah, let's go to Russia, man. But it's weird. So it's being distributed all around the world, and I think North America has yet to have the release dates. But it should be in theaters for sure. Like, it's not going to be across the board theaters, but it's going to be in theaters in major cities. So go to this, because that's another thing I want to say about The Day the Earth Blew Up. We rarely see traditional animation in feature.
Yeah, it's all like CGI animated, like Frozen and shit, like
Inside Out. And
it's a dying art form, and I'm glad that like this a movie like this can even be made at all.
I know,
even if only Germans and Russians can watch it at the moment. At least someone's seeing it.
Yeah, and it's like, and it's not because the audience doesn't want traditional. Like, there's a big bandwagon that happened in the early 2000s that people just jumped onto 3D, but like there's a clamor right now for traditional animation. So it may actually help usher in more traditional animation feature films, which would be amazing.
Yeah, that'd be awesome. More work for you as well.
More work for me. But like, and that's another thing. We're entering the AI age, right? So everything looks a little clean, a little weird. So I think people are maybe itching to see the artist's hand a little bit. So
yeah, like I want to see something made by a human, please. That would be nice.
Yeah.
Like all these, you go on like Facebook or whatever, you see like a picture of Jesus. He's got like 3 arms, and it's fucking weird. It's like type amen in the comments. Like it's just so strange.
And the freaky thing is, it's only getting better, right? Because like I saw a pizza commercial that was just a test on one of these video making AIs, and it was actually pretty convincing. Like, it was a decent commercial. So I'm like, oh shoot, in 2-3 years they're gonna nail it, right? So it's a really bizarre feeling as an artist to see that. But that's why I think like you like traditional animation, right? Like,
yeah.
So
Emperor's New Groove is one of my favorites.
See what I mean?
And that was the one that like caused Disney to be like, no, let's do Chicken Little. Nothing could go wrong with that. Like that's like that whole thing. Like I'm sure you've seen that movie.
Yeah, well, some of the animation is actually quite good, so I'm always riveted to the animation. But yeah, it's like sometimes you're like, why are we doing this? You know, and I'm especially a big proponent of having more adult themes in animation. Like to me, it's less. It doesn't have to be for kids at all. It can be fine, but
like fun for the whole family.
Yeah,
like none of this Coco Melon bullshit where it's just like nursery rhymes for 5 hours straight.
Yeah, right. And it's like we had that a little bit in the early '80s, like heavy metal, rock and roll.
Yes.
The Fire and Ice, like we mentioned, that kind of stuff. And I was like, oh, maybe that's. Well, I kind of grew up in the '80s, so I thought that was going to be the trend, but no. As soon as Disney did Black Cauldron, which was like their semi-attempt at adult themes, and it bombed, they gave up on it entirely. So
yeah, even though that one's like a cult classic now,
right? Yeah, like the only Disney with like liches and talking skeletons and stuff. You're like, oh, that's kind of cool.
Yeah, no, like wait a minute, this is someone cooked here.
Yeah, so. I really have high hopes maybe for the day the Earth blew up, but honestly, you'll find it funny at the very least. So
yeah, no, I mean it's Looney Tunes, like you can't go wrong.
Yeah, exactly.
Unless it's Space Jam 2, of course. In which case you can go very wrong.
Yeah, exactly. But this is more traditional Looney Tunes, so
yeah, no, this is great that it's like a 2D animated film. Like I haven't like heard much about it aside from like what you've posted. Like, is it like fully 2D animated, or is there like live action people as well?
No, this is full. It's like you took an episode and you went, okay, let's give him like a more solid plot and have him run with it. You know. So what I like about it too is, and I hate to expound on it too much, but I just love it so much. It's as if you took like a regular story, a fun story, and then you put them as cast members. So you're like, okay, well, we gotta. All these actors, Daffy, Porky, you got to roll. Come on to the set. Let's do this movie. But I wish they did that a lot more with like these well-known cartoon characters. That includes like Daffy Duck and Mickey, right? Like, let's put them in real cool movies. So I have an idea for a Daffy Duck and Mickey movie that is actually more of a real plot. And so, but anyway, I won't get into it. But
good luck getting the rights to that.
No kidding, right? They would have to be working directly with Disney. We're speaking of
and Warner.
Yeah.
At the same time, like, wasn't there that whole thing with Who Framed Roger Rabbit? They were like, Mickey and Bugs Bunny must appear for the exact amount of frames.
Really? I didn't know that.
Something like that. Because they're both, like, they had, like, Disney characters and Looney Tunes characters in there. But, like, it was like Donald Duck and Daffy Duck had to appear the exact same amount of time, or else both of them one of them would draw out, or something like that. I don't really...
That's crazy.
I just remember hearing this at some point. I figured you would know more about that than me.
I haven't heard that angle, but that's a one-time only thing, Roger Rabbit, I think, because... You know, it's like you said, like that. Imagine the two studios warring, especially nowadays that they're so productive. Yeah. It's almost impossible to have that now. So yeah, what a gem that movie.
Once we wait like 300 years and all this shit's in public domain, then it's fair game.
Look at me, I'm picking from public domain stuff, so why not?
Hell yeah.
Yeah. So that's why I went to Conan. By the way, like I was like, hold on.
Yeah.
Everybody loves Conan. But they love the original stories too. That was written for the pulp magazines and pulp newspapers and all that. So, and I started reading these Conan stories, and I'm like, wait a minute, this is really good. Like, there's moral quandaries, there's action, and it's written very well, you know. So I'm like, oh, I'm gonna just kind of do an homage to this stuff because I can. Nobody's gonna stop me. It's public domain. So, yeah. So, and also, I have to thank you again for. The voice that you did on my Conan for the...
I mean, I gotta thank you for letting me do that. Like, that was awesome. Like, seeing on Twitter.com 400,000 views on that video was wild. And then my name in the credits.
That's crazy,
that was a star-studded moment for me. That was amazing.
Yeah.
Like, plus, like, your animation of that was just so incredible. Like, it reminded me of like a Tartakovsky, like, Samurai Jack-esque cartoon.
Yeah.
The sound effects and it was amazing. Like, I was genuinely blown away.
Well, I didn't expect that response. Holy cow. I was like, it's going up in views. I'm like, what is happening? So, yeah. And then I'm working on a new one now. It's not a Conan, but it's it's Lovecraft. So
Oh my!
Again, like public domain stuff that's a bit ignored, and I'm like, hey, I'm within the realm of horror a lot, and I don't know a single person who doesn't like that Lovecraft stuff. That's very mind-bending, also like extra-dimensional tentacle type stuff, and it's very spooky and weird. I couldn't help myself but to make one of to start working on it. So right now I've actually done all the character designs, and I'm onto storyboard mode. So expect something like Conan, but in Lovecraft. So
that's gonna be sick.
Yeah. So hopefully, I guess it's not always for this purpose. It's mostly for fun, but it can always be picked up by a big studio, or I could bring it to a Kickstarter level and then get it done that way. Because that's the thing. I don't know if you're aware, but in the animation industry, there's a big slump right now, right? So it's post writer strike and COVID and a bunch of reasons that there's like a big slump. There's so many amazing animators who are looking for work. Like, that's crazy. So if I could bring something to Kickstarter and hire and handpick those animators that I've seen and worked with, this movie would be the most phenomenal thing. You wouldn't believe it.
Absolutely. Just like that 1-minute trailer alone was like had people frothing. Like, we need this now.
Yeah, I know. And it's funny. I kind of regret not even starting something like a Kickstarter on that one, because people were just like, take my money. I want to see this. I want to see this. So yeah, I don't think I'll ever stop trying to do these cool adult themed things, because it's what I love.
No, yeah, you're doing good stuff over here.
Yeah.
Looking back over to your IMDb, you were on the Bob's Burgers movie.
Yeah.
Like that movie was fantastic.
Yeah,
when I watched
funny.
that, yeah, like it was just like a really long episode of the show, but like with like shading and stuff. Like you could tell like it was a much bigger budget thing. So like what kind of work did you do for that?
Yeah, so I had typical Alain Seguin stuff, lead animation, all that. But see, I wasn't super familiar with Bob's Burgers. I caught a few episodes and I actually like it. It's just I don't have the time to watch everything, right? So I'm like, oh well. But like then I went to the theaters to watch Bob's Burgers, and I'm like, this is. I didn't get a preview for that one, so it was a big surprise, and it's a really funny movie, and I love the voice acting on that, by the way. The sort of like deadpan deliveries and stuff. Oh man, that gets me every time.
No, H. John Benjamin has just made a career out of just speaking in his normal voice for every role. That's the life I want to live. Just walk into the studio, read it like just straight one take, and then just leave. Like I'll be in my trailer.
That's the funniest way, because if he overdid it, it would just not be the same, right?
Exactly.
Yeah. So like there's one thing I have to say about Bob's Burgers. I forget the director's name, but he's a really great guy because he sent us reference for shots. Like, he would not hesitate to send us a movie of him frolicking around in his living room, acting like the characters, so that we could know exactly how to handle the animation. So it was really meticulous, and he cares a lot about that. So
I'm looking at the IMDb of the movie. Like, the directors, Lauren Bouchard and Bernard Derryman. Was it one of those?
It was Bernard that kept sending us and he would just jump on a video call instantly if you asked him to. He must be a really busy guy, right? But he cares so much about the animation, and that's the cool thing, because technically these shows are done on cutout. So I don't know if you know the difference, but like cutout is they arrange puppets on 2D images, like drawings. Mm-hmm. And then they use it sort of similar to 3D, in that they can maneuver it using these online puppets, essentially. So my traditional animation is completely hand-drawn, so he wanted more of that traditional feel, right? So kudos to him to reach out and for his movie to get that traditional feel on it, because I think it was worthwhile. So he just loves animation. It's amazing.
Yeah, it really shows. Like in the final product, I like that like there was like a 3 or 4 minute like trailer that was just like the kids on stage like singing "My Butt Has a Fever."
Oh yeah.
I remember like finding that like months later after seeing the movie, not even knowing it existed, and that song got stuck in my head. Like there are some really talented like writers, like not only for dialogue but like music writers as well. Like
I know.
Like they went all out
I know.
For a trailer, for a deleted scene.
There's a song where they're walking to school, and think about how much an animator has to listen to these songs while they're animating, right?
Yeah.
Not even the full song,
like just like
clip.
Yeah, like just like a 3 second like snippet of it, like and that's like a day's work right there.
So it's like on repeat all day for 8 hours.
Oh, man.
But they're so catchy that, of course, I'm singing it after I'm done my day's work. Right? So what's your favorite character on Bob's Burgers?
Probably Gene.
Yeah?
If I had to pick one, yeah. Because he's just like just annoying in a good way.
I have to totally agree. Like,
yeah.
You know that if it's cutting to him and he's about to deliver something, it's going to be friggin' from out of nowhere, and you have to decipher it to a certain degree. And then it's just hilarious.
Have you heard... I found there was this clip. It was like Bob's Burgers, but it was like the outtakes. Because like what they do in that show is like they have all the actors like perform the lines like all together in the same room, pretty much.
Nice.
I gotta pull that up. We could watch that like during this.
Yeah, because I figure everybody is always in remote studios, so it's kudos to them again for bringing everybody into a circle like that. I think that's the best way to get any kind of chemistry for voice acting. Yeah. So speaking of which, there it is. Yeah, let's hear this.
No, I know, and I paid $75, and I'm just going to stay in your room for a couple of nights.
Eat some cheese! Come on!
She's cute. Cute kid.
Oh, yeah, I'm adorable. Get the fuck out of my room.
All right, Louise.
What?
Come here, Louise. I want to talk to you.
I'm sorry, Teddy. I
blew my stack. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
no,
you did.
If my daughter was becoming a woman, I would want to be there.
She's not becoming a woman,
no, but
Teddy.
If she was, I'm saying. She's not my daughter.
You were the one who just said it again. Get out. Get out.
Bob.
Get out.
Bob, come on.
All right, I'm sorry.
No, it's just, I'm just saying if you've ever missed a wedding.
If I what?
If you've ever missed a wedding.
What wedding?
No, just if you've ever missed one.
What are you talking about?
Showed up late after the ceremony.
Oh, you know what? Just forget it, Teddy. I'm sick of your whining anyway.
You show up, you go to the
You're
wrong
eating all
address.
my food up.
One time you
You
go to the
never
wrong...
pay for your bill, you fat fuck. Now get out.
I'm working on my weight, Bob. It's a hell of a thing to bring that into it after my doctor said I gotta lose weight.
Well, work on it while you're walking out of my fucking restaurant, Teddy.
Did you ever do any work like where you get people together in person to do voice acting?
Not in person, because most of my friends that do this with me are in other states. Like I got a friend in Oregon, a friend in Colorado, a friend in Tennessee.
Yeah.
And so like I feel like the closest we've gotten to something like this would be like we're on a Discord call, much like what we're doing right now.
Yeah.
For the listeners at home, sorry to break your immersion, but Al and I are not in the same room currently. But yeah, we would get together and like we would improv stuff.
Yeah.
Like I have an episode of my show where I just like decided I'm not gonna write a script. I'm just gonna we're all gonna get together and we're just gonna improv this dungeon.
Ah, I love that stuff, man. Yeah, I know a couple of people showed up, did not show up for my D&D session once, and I'm like, you know what, I'm just gonna improv this. And I led them down this weirdest freaking road it was probably one of the best D&D sessions I've ever had.
Stream of consciousness. That's
so
really
weird.
Like you could sit there in your computer and try to write something for months.
Yeah.
But what you come up with on the spot will always be so much better.
Yeah.
Like that's at least what I found is like the funniest stuff that I come up with for the show is stuff that like I see what is written on the script and then I'll just I'll just say something completely different instead and just use that.
Yeah, I know. And that's how I DM too. It's like, oh, hold on, they're checking out a door that has nothing to do with the story, but I might as well put something behind there, you know?
Yeah.
So anyway, yeah, you do a lot of the D&D stuff, eh?
I'm not really huge into D&D. I've played it maybe once or twice. I feel like there is a bit of a learning curve.
Yeah, for sure.
Because here's the kicker. The first time I played D&D, it was a friend of mine was doing a campaign where we were starting at level 15 or something.
Oh, wow. Okay.
And he made me be the wizard character.
Oh, come on.
So I'm just jumping right into this level 15 wizard with a fucking literally a spell book. A PDF with a spell book on it, and I'm like, all right, I cast disintegration. And of course I did 300 damage in one hit. Yeah. The goblin disintegrated. That was supposed to be the boss fight, and he's like, all right, well that goblin's dead. His brother comes out.
Yeah.
He's mad.
It's like you gotta close your eyes and just point at a spell and I'll cast that one.
Right. Like, I just like, I'm pretty sure I only cast like 3 or 4 different spells the entire time. I ignored everything else. I was so confused the entire time.
Yeah.
But it was pretty fun.
Yeah, so like I thought I was going to be disappointed with the D&D movie, by the way, and then I was like, oh, that was actually really good. So yeah, I was happy to see that with the Chris Pine one there.
I've heard really good things about it. I never watched it myself, but I've heard it was really good.
Yeah.
It would have been so funny, like, if, like, one of the characters just died and then, like, the actor plays a different character for the rest of the story.
Yeah.
Did they do that? Or I heard something about that, but that would have been a great bit.
No, I can't remember that, but it'd be funny if, like, yeah, it's just somebody walks in with the same voice.
Like, somebody walks in, is like, hey guys, I'm your new, your new bard. I heard the other picks up the pile of ash with eyeballs on it and a lute. Like, oh, okay.
It sends a lute a lot to the game, which is funny, so. So yeah, I think Bob's Burgers was a lot of fun. Like there's a few movies that were more difficult. Like I worked on Disenchanted as well, which is, I don't know if anybody's seen that movie, but anyways, it's not terrible as a movie.
Disenchanted. I'm looking at it right now.
Yeah, so it's a Disney sequel to.
That seems pretty cool.
Yeah,
so. This is a live-action movie. Like, what kind of work did you do on this?
Yeah, so it cuts to, like, this alternate dimension where, the fairy tale world, right? So that's...
Oh.
In the original movie, like, they get sucked into the real world, and then they're so naive because they're in a fairy tale land, usually, that they can't handle New York, you know what I mean? It's a cool concept.
Yeah.
So whenever it goes to the other world, everything is actually animated, like in a traditional Snow White.
Oh, that's cool.
It's a cool concept.
That's really cool.
So this is a sequel, and the sequel is actually quite good. I enjoyed the movie.
Yeah. I think I've seen the original. Enchanted is called, right?
And
it's Disenchant. That's a good name. I like that.
Yeah. So it was fun because you get to animate Disney stuff, which is every animator's dream, whether they like the princesses or not. It's like, oh my god, I'm working on a Disney project.
No, yeah, that's got to be like that's got to give you a lot of clout in the industry.
Yeah, it's fun, but it was very difficult, especially for some of the animators who hadn't animated in a while. That's the problem when you have a deficit in jobs. Mm-hmm. People are not keeping their skills up, right? So when they jump onto something that's human characters that have to be realistically animated, it gets pretty tough. Like you can't just hit the ground running. You got to train up to it a little bit. So it was a lot of managing that kind of quality. So it was an issue there. But also our director was a live action director. So again, it was drastically different because he didn't know how to address, not to his fault or anything. Any live action director would be like, what's animation?
Yeah.
I wouldn't blame him. And then, but there was a disconnect a little bit. So that was challenging as well, but it was still a great production to work on.
No, that's really cool that you're able to be part of all these amazing, like, not only like just like amazing films, but like, what's it called? Like mainstream things that like your name is just on this like thing that I would have never realized. Like you don't realize how much work goes into it until like you talk to somebody who was actually part of it. Like, yeah, no, that 3 seconds of animation, it took me like 5 hours.
Yeah, my girlfriend.
Like, that's just hard. My
girlfriend, Julie, is also an animator, and she's like, why do we do this? Because we go to the theaters, and then we're watching the whole movie, and she's like, that was it. That's my scene.
That's all.
And it's gone in a flash. If you blink, you've missed it, So, but, yeah, I remember going to college, and they gave me a tough first assignment. Well, I thought it was tough because it's called an Anijam, where you have a shape in the middle. It was a box, and you can do an animation, and then it has to resolve into a box again. And I didn't know what animation was at that point, like what it entailed in terms of how much work. I did this epic thing with this wizard coming out of the box, and he's shooting around, and he has to return to the box. And I'm holding this massive pile of paper at the end of it, and going, "Is this really how they do it? What?" So yeah, like it takes a certain amount of stamina to do that amount of drawings in animation.
Yeah, I can imagine.
Yeah.
I can imagine. Like that's gotta be like torture on that. It's gotta be carpal tunnel city.
Oh yeah, big time. And like animators are notoriously hunched by the end of their career because they're
I
just
can imagine.
bending over the drawing table, right? So, but yeah, and it requires a specific kind of passion, like somebody who just can disregard the pain.
You gotta want it. You
Yeah.
really gotta want it, or else
Yeah.
it's not gonna happen.
Because I was maybe 30 or 40 people in year one for animation college. By year two, it had dwindled to half of that. And then after
Wow.
that, I swear maybe 5 or 6 people are still working in the animation
Damn.
industry. So
It's cutthroat.
it's like, yeah, it's weird. And also it's like, it's unlike accounting. It's not the bash on accountants, but like we really have like something physical that you could look at the end of the day, and if it's not good, you're out.
Yeah.
If I obviously with accountants, if they're not hitting the right balance, they got problems. But like, you know what I mean? Like I'm showing you a Mickey Mouse and he looks like he's distorted or melting, and you're like, no, that's not going to cut it, buddy. So it's a tough industry to stay in because
you got to be on model the whole time too.
Yeah.
Like you can't be straying from that.
Yeah.
What's your setup like?
Everything is on Cintiq, right? So like a digital screen now.
Yeah. So like what kind of hardware do you got there? Like what's your typical like process for this?
Yeah, so I used to do paper animation for like 17 something years, right? Because
Damn.
I started in like early 2000s, and to think about drawing on a screen was like science fiction. So then we did a switch, and I've got this massive sort of screen that I draw on, and it's kind of neat. Like it's good and bad. Like programs like Harmony is what I use. Photoshop sometimes. Photoshop is more for backgrounds. Harmony is a software that people use in the industry when you're getting to the high level stuff. But I know you have like a lot of cool little programs now that you can run on your iPad to learn animation. Like there's one called Procreate. Wait, it can't be Procreate. It's got to be, I don't know. It's something Dreams. Anyway, I've never used it. That's why I don't know the title. But
for the listeners at home, the app in question is called Procreate Dreams.
That's what's cool about like young people could just like hop onto their iPad, really cheap app that they can download and learn animation right away.
I remember when I was a kid, the Nintendo DSi came out, and there was this app on there called Flipnote Studio.
Yeah.
Where that was basically my introduction to it. And they had like a whole like service. You could go online and see other people's creations and shit. I feel like that service was like the nexus of like a generation of animators.
Yeah.
Like on to see what people are able to do on a little DS screen and the stylus is amazing.
Yeah, because then again, it shows you the passion that these people would have.
Yeah.
It's commitment to do it with like a weird DS screen.
A DS stylus and like that. Yeah. It's a very limited software too. Like you can only you only have like a certain number of frames for like a certain length of time. Like you could, like, there'd be, like, people trying to do ongoing series on there, and it would be like, oh, part 1 of 30, and it would be like, you get, like, maybe a minute and a half max. I don't know the exact length that you could get to, but there was, like, a certain amount of space you could take up.
Oh my god. I'd love to try it now, you know what I mean?
On a DS, yeah.
But, yeah, like, the most I had was my grandfather he was a banker, and he just brought Post-it notes at home or pads.
Yeah, you just do a little flip book.
Yeah, flip books every time. He wouldn't have a single note without a little character at the bottom. So yeah, I knew that I was in animation a long time ago. So anyway.
That's awesome. You found your passion, you stuck to it, and look at you now. Such accolades.
Thank you.
Percy Jackson and the Olympians.
Yeah, you know, like I that episode that I animated on, I think already came out, but I never saw the final result. That's often something that happens is like, they forget to go back and show the animators how the final result looks like. But apparently, it turned out great. I did some character designs on that. Anybody watching that episode where they're like on a boat through a tunnel, and there's a projection onto the walls of like ancient Greek gods. That's the part I had something to do with. So Man,
Nice.
that was fun too. Like that was somebody who understood animation, and it was just a wonderful project. So just to throw the name out there, I usually work for Tonic DNA, which is an animation company found in Montreal. Right now it's really, really slow, but we've got big things brewing. But if it were really up to me, I think I would constantly do these short films based on cool adult IP if I could help it, you know?
Yeah, no, like you gotta fuel your passion with like these little like side things that like even if it doesn't necessarily make you money, like the reception was amazing
That's
on Twitter
all I
for that
want.
Conan one
Yeah.
in particular. The voice acting in that was phenomenal. Who'd you get for that?
No, but you know what I mean? Like, I'm glad to hear you say
Yeah.
that because it's like money is great. Well, we all need it, but like,
Absolutely.
sometimes it goes farther than that. You know, like I got no
gotta
money for Conan.
You gotta feed your body and you gotta feed your soul as well.
Yeah, exactly. So I think it's so worth it, and it feels good. And like people are a little reticent to give you compliments in the industry, right? Like your boss is not going to gush over what you've just done. They're like, yeah, it's to be expected. Good job.
Yeah.
The most is what they're going to tell you. But when you read comments on X or on YouTube and they're all glowing, it feels amazing. It's like a huge boost to what I want to do, you know? So
I had people that I followed on like for a decade at least on YouTube and other places like gushing over it. And I was able to be like, yo, I was in this. And they were like, you were in that? What? It was awesome.
The secret of the Elephant Tower? Why, any fool knows that Yara the priest dwells there with the great jewel men call the elephant's heart. The secret of the Elephant Tower? Why, any fool knows that Yara the priest dwells there with the great jewel men call the elephant's heart. The secret of the Elephant Tower? Why, any fool knows that Yara the priest dwells there with the great jewel men call the elephant's heart. The secret of the Elephant Tower? Why, any fool knows that Yara the priest dwells there with the great jewel men call the elephant's heart. That is the secret of his magic. I think we got a winner. The secret of the Elephant Tower? Why, any fool knows that Yara the priest dwells there with the great jewel men call the elephant's heart. That is the secret of his magic.
yeah, so another thing I've been up to is I actually self-published a book a couple of weeks ago.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, so it's called 52 Tips for Animators.
Yes.
Yeah, so that's fun. Like, that's another thing where you're like, I just do it for my fellow animator. If they can learn anything at all from my 25-year career, then good. But then the reception is just, whoa, it blows me out of the water. Like, people are so happy to send me a picture of them holding the book and saying it was an amazing read and stuff. So that really, like, has a big impact on me emotionally. It's like, I'm so grateful to work within this crowd of people, you know?
It's got to be easier to like illustrate a book versus animating a whole thing.
Yeah,
too. Like,
it's different because like, what do I know about writing? But I try to. I am an amateur writer.
you just write what you know. You know.
Yeah, and exactly. So, when you compare it, animating a scene with hundreds of drawings to a book, yeah, it's kind of a good comparison. Like maybe a book is not so hard.
Like I've that's the best part about doing an audio drama versus like a cartoon or something is you just kind of like you use the audio, the sound effects and the music and like the narration, and then it's up to the listener to kind of imagine what it looks like.
Yeah.
So it's a lot of weight off my shoulders.
Yeah. And you know, it's almost better in a lot of ways because one of my there's two things I love in audio form, over the books even. Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. If you've never heard that in the audio form, wonderful. And then there was The Mist by Stephen King. Super good audiobook. Not audiobook, but audio play made out of that.
Oh, damn.
Yeah, so if you ever get the chance, those are two amazing versions of the books.
I'll have to check those out.
Yeah, it's like you said, like the imagination is much stronger, much better storyteller than any words, I think. So if you can leave it up to the imagination, all the better. So what are you working on now? Like, it's still the same show, or are you doing anything new?
I'm in between seasons at the moment. right? I just finished up, so basically, like, for the past 6 months, I mean, from December up until mid-June, I went under the vast undertaking that was completely rewriting, reproducing, re-recording my entire first season.
Wow.
Which was 16 episodes. It was about 8 hours of audio total.
Oh my god.
Yeah, and because my first season, back when I made it in 2020, like, I had a blue snowball ice, I didn't know what I was doing, and it kind of didn't really... It's not up to the standards of quality that I have now. Okay, and it was kind of, like, tanking my, listener retention. Like, people would tune into my first episode, because, you know, that's... The first one is where you usually start.
Yep.
And then I'm looking at the retention graph, it's like maybe the first 5 minutes, and there's a dip. And then no one was tuning into the rest of the show thinking that the whole thing sounded like that. So it was a sacrifice I had to make. I mean, I willingly, like, it was so much fun doing it too. Like, just plus, like, the whole thing about, like, having a script that's already made versus having to write something from scratch.
Yeah. Yeah, you can flow much better. But it leads me to think, like, that's a nice luxury that you had to actually reboot it with your new quality. Because if you think about how many people tuned into Star Trek Next Generation Season 1, and they're like, forget this, and then they miss out on the amazing show that the rest of the show was, you know? So it's like... Exactly. I bet they wish they could have a redo on Season 1.
Did you get Patrick Stewart in there and, like, de-age him? And then they puppet around Leonard Nimoy's corpse, like they did with, what's her name, Last Jedi? Leia.
God, yeah. That's true. So, like, it's a nice thing. I think I have to check out your show from the beginning then. Like, I didn't even think of that. That's a great idea.
Have you listened, like, what have you listened to of mine that you,
I went
any
through
at all, or like
your Instagram, so it's sometimes like there are clips, right? So I enjoyed a lot of the clips so far, so I'm digging in right now. But
I'm pretty sure most of the recent clips I've come out with are from that first season.
Oh, okay. Because they seem very, very advanced and professional. Like you know exactly.
Yeah, especially the animation as well. Yeah, like and that's Disney level.
no, come on. But like you know, it's audio wise and even visually, I think it's very cohesive. So kudos to you.
Yeah, it's funny how that actually came to be. Where I was in contact with this different animator that I've been talking to. I basically commissioned him to, instead of animating a clip from the show, I was like, hey, you know, it'd be a lot cheaper. What if I just have him, like, illustrate the characters in various poses?
Yeah.
And then, like, just have him send me that, and then I can just, like, do my little... I have this photo editing software called Pixlr that I use. And so I just, like, drop the PNGs in there and just kind of... and then I, like, screen record me dragging the image across the screen. That's my favorite. Like, people love that.
Yeah, well, that's South Park is one of my favorite shows. So.
Exactly, yeah. Like, they just did it with construction paper.
Yeah, exactly. And there's a few things I've seen like that lately. Like, it's really just pose to pose, no actual animation, and it still grabs your attention if the quality is high enough, so...
Exactly. Like, the audio's there. It's just, like, you need like, in this generation of, like, just TikTok, like, just, like, consumed, like, everybody's attention spans are so fried. Like, you need, like, big impact text subtitles and, like, a visual, something to look at, or else you're not gonna grab anybody.
Yeah, and, like, the impact text thumbnails are getting a little annoying. I wish that they could do something about that, because it's getting silly at this point, but...
Yeah, totally.
Yeah, you gotta try to be like that, because otherwise you get buried, right? Like, well, I heard some stat the other day. I can't even give you a number, but the amount of YouTube videos that are uploaded in an hour is staggering. So
yeah, it's a lot more than 1 hour's worth.
Oh my God, yes, it's like in the thousands of videos or something like that. So because it's globally, people are just trying to get a handhold there. So it's tough not to get buried, but. If you have quality, I always figured if you have quality, at least you'll rise to somewhere nearer the top. So,
yeah, that's the plan, at least. I've been at this for 4 years, and the growth in this one last year alone has been more than the previous 3 combined.
It's funny, eh? I wonder why.
And yeah, like, in terms of, like, audience size and, like, community, it has been just, like, I mean, it's more of, like, an exponential effect, right? Like, because, like, when you start out, when I started out, I was basically doing this in my room by myself for myself. Like, I didn't really have a goal of fame and fortune and with this. It was just something to do during the pandemic.
How do you avoid getting discouraged at that? Because I'm starting on my side with Patreon and trying to drum up interest on things, and it's like a little bit discouraging. You see some people having success, and you're like, how come I'm not getting that? But
right,
I just started maybe a year ago trying to push it, but you just got to stay in there, right? Isn't it discouraging?
Exactly. I mean, I was a little discouraged from time to time, but then I remember like this is something that, like, I listened back to an episode of mine and I'm like, this is fucking awesome. This is the best thing I just love the sound of my own voice so much that that was the one thing. I'm like, this is amazing. I love this. I am my own biggest fan.
Nice.
And I need to hear more of this.
Yeah.
And so, like, then the only thing for me to do is to just write more and just keep doing it, keep getting better, keep making upgrades to my setup. I actually have an interface coming on Tuesday that I'm going to make the switch from USB to XLR.
Ooh, okay. So
just I'm moving up in the world here.
Serious business, yeah. But I think that's a good sign, because like that's what I tell an assistant when they give me an assistant. One of the first things I tell them is, if you don't love what you're doing yourself, there's no way anybody else is going to love it.
Exactly.
So yeah, it's a good gauge on self-evaluation there.
And there's I guess another aspect of it, like other people being more successful, where there's other podcasts that I'm a part of. There's this one called Omega Star 7, another one called No Return that I do voices for, and I'm really really rooted in the communities at this point.
Nice.
And then my friend Skylar, who does Omega Star 7, just celebrated 100,000 total downloads.
Oh boy. Okay.
Where I'm sitting at more like 25,000 at the moment.
That's still
and I'm just like, we both like basically started our shows around the same time, but then I remember like I'm in that show. Like I have 100,000 listens. Like
yeah, it's funny because you have to spread your net a little bit, because I found I have to put something on every bit of social media, every new app that comes out. You got to go there, but also like I can't forget too that despite only having a few thousand followers and all, it's like I am in the big movies, and that counts for something. Yeah. So yeah, it's like just spread as wide as possible, but so
others people's success is your success. That's the way to think about it.
Yeah, a big collaboration kind of thing, and that's what I find on Instagram a little bit, is if you're supporting each other, it helps everybody, right? So you can't be elitist, or you have to start to try to support all of the other artists, and that just generates more interest in you, and so it's kind of spreading the love in a way.
Exactly.
Yeah. So yeah, I'm looking forward to if there's a good reception for The Day the Earth Blew Up. My producer says it's possible that there's other exactly the same kind of movie ready to be greenlit. So I'm just eager to get more Looney Tunes.
It's just about the money at this point. Like, I'm much really hoping that does well for you, because that movie, like from the 5-second clips I've seen on your Instagram, it does look like a really, like, if the whole thing looks like that, it's got to be really good.
Yeah, and it even looks better in some cases. Like I can't extol it enough, because some of the animators I'm with are just the world class, So they poured their heart into this movie, so it should explode. It should do well. I know.
Yeah. I'm trying to think of like, I don't usually like come into these like prepared at all. Like, just the fact that I opened up your IMDb page is more preparation than I've ever done on one of these interviews. So do you have any like other things you wanted to talk about?
Yeah, well,
for today, anything you had in mind?
I am working on a second book, of course.
53 tips for animators.
Yeah, the third one. The 53rd tip. No, it's actually ironically called the 52 more tips for animators. And,
okay. It's 104 tips total. You're getting inside information right here.
So that won't be ready for another year or so. But so I'm working on that. But really, if anybody is ever interested in supporting the same kind of thing as what we did with Conan, but with Lovecraft in this case, go to my Patreon and help me out there, because it's a big endeavor for one guy. Right? Like, ultimately, I have voice like you, music, and my girlfriend does a couple of shots, but really, it's just one guy working on a film here, so I appreciate it.
That's your passion right there. That's your passion project.
Yeah. So if I could actually pay my groceries with some Patreon instead of relying on professional jobs, then I'd have a lot more time to do the things that people are really responding well to anyway. So that's another thing I'd love to do. And then it's just really jumping onto big productions. We have other big productions. I can't say the names and stuff because NDAs, but there's big ones coming that I'm always busy. Even if there's a slump, there's always something, So that's what's going on for me.
Yeah, no, that's really great. I'm really glad to have finally got you on the show here.
Yeah, I was jazzed to meet you, and especially to thank you again for Conan. That voice was amazing, and everybody appreciated it. So I wanted your reaction actually. How did you feel about the final animation with your voice behind it, with that big guy in the bar?
It was. I showed it to people, and then they were like, "That's you." I remember I did maybe 10 or 15 different voices for you, and you
were very generous.
I was just sitting there looking at the picture, and I'm like, what does this guy sound like? I'm just like, it probably sounds like this. And then I was like, oh no, he sounds like this.
Yeah, because he's like this
just
big
looking
braggart,
Yeah, this big neckbeard guy, No, it was great. He looked like the fucking, what's his name? Almost like the comic book guy from The Simpsons.
Yes, exactly.
Aquaman, you cannot marry a woman without gills. You're from two different worlds. Oh, I've wasted my life.
And it doesn't really turn out well for that guy in the story because he insults Conan, so too bad, guy.
Yeah, no, that's usually how things go. I've been reading through the Conan novels. Awesome. I did actually a couple of months before we met, I actually did read through the Elephant Tower story.
Oh, that's funny.
So just the fact that you were working on that one specifically, I actually knew the story, all the shots, the part where he fights the spider, and then he meets the elephant guy, and all that shit came in. Oh, it was seeing, it was like seeing my own imagination on the screen.
Nice.
It was incredible.
Yeah, and some people got annoyed with me because, not that many, but they got annoyed because Taurus, who's the thief that helps Conan, if you remember, scale the tower and defeat some of the lions. I just didn't have time, because it's 45 seconds my thing, so I didn't put him in. And I'm like, they're like, "Where's Taurus?" And I'm like, "Oh, sorry."
Taurus will return.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, I was happy to see that you enjoyed it. You sent me a text, what was it, 3 days after I released it, and you're like, "Oh man, this looks amazing." So yeah, it was fun to see. That's the thing. I think voice actors don't get enough recognition, to be honest. Recently, I've been on Diabolical Souls, their podcast, and they had the guy who plays Magneto in X-Men '97, Matthew Watterson, on the show.
Oh, damn.
Yeah, so that's kind of a big name for voice acting, right? But to me, this guy's never going to end up on a late night show, right? So I love the fact that they're bringing people forward that are really the working level guys, and especially Eric Baza. I did a podcast with him. This Means Podcast was the podcast I was on, and I'm really, really happy to see voice actors get more recognition because the personality. I've worked with bad voice acting because I did commercials for a long time. And it kills the animation, the momentum. Yeah. So they're the Brad Pitts of animation when you think about it. So you need a good voice. That's why it bugs me also that in modern cartoons, sometimes they just get a name, an actor name, they're not necessarily a great voice actor. And it's just to get to put the name on the poster, and then they kind of kill the voice. It's not great. And then the cartoon character, as a result, cannot emote properly. It just doesn't ride that wave that the voice actor provides. So, yeah.
There was an episode of Arthur that was like that, where they brought in like a celebrity guest, like some politician, and he just like, you can't even understand what he's saying, and Arthur's just like, wow, so cool, or something like that.
Even some that you wouldn't expect, like former Congressman John Lewis. He was about 80 years old at the time of this recording, and clearly not an actor. There's a couple lines where you could barely understand what he's even saying.
Knew a cook once who could run a jelly sandwich. Didn't think it was possible.
Also, he kind of looks weird. Just throwing that out there.
And and I think the same about animators. Not to get a pity vote here, but like I think a lot of animators nowadays are kind of ignored as just you're just a number in a company. Just go on, keep doing your work. Whereas in the 90s, you had Andres Deja, Glenn Keane, the 9 old men at Disney. We knew the animators a little bit more, at least in our industry. Now they're all buried in companies, so that's a shame. So I really appreciate being brought onto your show and to talk about all this stuff. So thank you for that.
No, thanks for coming on. It's really, really nice to have you on and like pick your brain a little bit about all the ins and outs of this this field that like you really don't think about how much work goes into it, because like you look at the screen, it's like 2-hour film, like that probably took like a few days to draw. Meanwhile, like there's many frames per second, so like 1 second takes a very long time.
I know, and I was naive when I was like 8 years old. I used to think animation's too cool for adults to be doing, so there must be some other kids out there doing it.
Yeah, right.
But it is generally 24 frames per second, 12 drawings per second on average. Except if you're dealing with anime, they cut corners a bit because that's why it looks a little bit more staccato generally. But yeah, Western animation is a lot of drawings per second. So thanks for bringing it up. I appreciate it.
Thank you for your service.
You're welcome. I'd love to be back on if I finish Lovecraft and you like it. Then I'd be happy to talk about it.
We can describe what it looks like to the audience. Do director commentary.
If anybody hasn't seen the Conan one, check it out because this fellow here's voice is amazing on it, and I had a great time animating it. So it's worth checking out. I
agree.
If anything, for Chris's voice, because he is
totally
at the beginning of the whole clip, so he kind of draws you into the story. So it's awesome.
Exactly. Do you have any like last minute goofs or gaffes or skits or like any shout outs you want to make before we end off today?
Really just the people at Tonic, especially the animators who like Guillaume Blackburn, Julie Kuchlein, there's just such talent out there, and because there's such a slump in the industry, just keep your head up and it'll come again, so don't worry about
it. All right, thank you all for listening, tuning in. Thank you, Al, for coming on.
My pleasure.
And that about does it.
All right, thank you.